In this video, I'm reviewing the Phonak custom Virto Marvel hearing aids, including the new Virto Black. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. Phonak recently announced this new Virto Marvel Black hearing aid at the 2020 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And according to the consumer electronic blog network Engadget, the Virto Marvel Black won the Best Accessibility Technology category at CES. They went on to say that hearing tech has been a strong category at this year's CES, but Phonak came with a particularly compelling offering with the new Virto Black. It's a good hearing aid in and of itself, but we were also impressed by the modern design that strikes a good balance between aesthetic cool and comfort. It offers more than just hearing enhancement with features like Bluetooth streaming, call handling, and a clever Roger distance listening accessory. The Virto Black will enhance your life beyond its primary purpose, which is what all good technology should do, especially where accessibility is concerned. The Virto Black is essentially Phonak's way of making their custom hearing aids look a little bit more like a consumer electronic, and I personally am a huge fan of this. In fact, when they called me a couple months ago to tell me the news of this new product launch, I actually said, boy, I hope you guys are going to release a custom product that looks a little bit more like a consumer electronic. I think Phonak and other hearing aid manufacturers for that matter are starting to realize that if they want their products to have more of a mainstream appeal, they have to start taking into consideration lifestyle and fashion. However, while the Virto Black has received all the press with the new shell color of their Virto Marvel Black custom in-the-ear hearing aid, the fact is that there is an entirely new line of Virto Marvel hearing aids in addition to the Virto Black that have some pretty impressive features that you should know about. First, the Virto Marvel comes in more colors than just black, so if you don't want black, you don't have to get black. But if you're the type of person who wants your hearing aid to look more like a consumer electronic, like a wireless earbud or something like that, then go with the black color. If you want your hearing aids to be as inconspicuous as possible, you can go with more of the flesh tone colors of their custom hearing aids. Second, the Virto Marvel hearing aids come in a variety of different sizes. So if you need a full shell hearing aid with an ultra power receiver, you can get that hearing aid. However, if you want a titanium Marvel hearing aid, you can get that as well. So you can get them anywhere from a really large size all the way down to an invisible in the canal. Just note that as of this review, there is not a size 13 battery option available, so you'll have to go with the size 312. Of course, you will be able to use a size 10 battery for the titanium version of these devices. On top of that, it is unfortunate, but they do not have a rechargeable option. I know that a lot of people are waiting for these rechargeable hearing aids to come out in custom form, but Phonak is not there yet with their Virto Marvel devices. Third, the custom Marvel hearing aids are now wireless, so you can stream audio from any device, which is particularly awesome when you're doing activities like working out, so you do not have to switch to different earbuds or headphones. While this wireless capability is only for the half shell size and larger, as you can see, the half shell, which is the version that I'm wearing, is on the smaller side for a half shell device. Unfortunately, there is no wireless capability for the titanium Virto Marvel hearing aids because the size of them is just too small. Now, when I say wireless, this encompasses a lot. That's because the sword chip inside of the custom Virto Marvel hearing aids supports a variety of different wireless protocols. This includes Bluetooth Classic for streaming audio from other Bluetooth devices, Bluetooth Low Energy to communicate with the smartphone app, Roger Bluetooth in order to communicate with these other Roger wireless accessories, Airstream technology, which allows you to communicate with the television through the TV connector box, and it also has binaural voice stream technology to allow for ear-to-ear transmission of data, which can significantly improve the performance of these devices in a variety of different listening situations. The Virto Marvel hearing aids can stream audio from virtually any Bluetooth device. This means an Android device, an Apple device, a tablet, a smartphone, a laptop, you name it, it can pretty much stream the audio directly from that device into your hearing aids. This means that you can get music, podcasts, YouTube videos, and even phone calls directly into your devices. Now, when a phone call comes in, all you have to do is click the push button on one of your hearing aids, and that call will be answered. So you don't even need your phone out and on you to be able to talk to someone through your phone. And when you're talking on your phone, you don't even have to hold your phone up close to your mouth, because the microphones on the hearing aids actually pick up your voice and send it to the person on the other end of the line. Given all my testing with these devices, I can tell you this: if you have a strong, powerful voice, that aspect of it where you're talking and it gets picked up into the microphones of the hearing aids and sent off to the person that you're talking to works really well. If you are a very soft-spoken individual, or you are in an extremely loud environment yourself, the person on the other end of the line could have extra difficulty understanding what you're saying. It's worth noting that if you're the type of person who does not have a smartphone and you don't want to get a smartphone, you don't have to. You can actually use this Bluetooth calling feature with a brick phone, and I've tested this out on a variety of different brick phones. All you have to do is make sure that you have a phone that has the ability to Bluetooth connect with other devices. And trust me when I say that if you have difficulty on the phone, the absolute best way to improve your ability to understand speech while talking on the phone is when you can stream that audio into 2 ears at the same time. A few things to note about the Bluetooth quality of these hearing aids, and you have to keep in mind these hearing aids are really small, which means the Bluetooth antennas inside of them are really small as well, which means you can run into some intermittency issues with whatever smart device you're pulling from. Now, when your conditions are perfect, you've got your phone or your tablet or your laptop fairly close to you, you're not going to run into too many issues there. And while Bluetooth, you can technically get up to 30 feet away from your device, you have to make sure that your device is oriented correctly. So when I'm working out at the gym, I make sure to stand my phone up against my water bottle so that signal can project a lot better into the hearing aids. If I leave my phone laying flat on the ground or on a bench, it does not get the same type of audio quality. The next thing that I want to talk about is the venting of these hearing aids. Now, something that is very important for you to understand is that venting and correct venting is very critical to optimize your performance with any hearing aid that you wear. If you're listening to music, some of those low frequency bass tones are going to leak outside of that vent, and you will not even perceive them, or you won't perceive very much of them. So it's very important to keep in mind that when you're streaming music with this, you're not going to get the same audio quality as you would as if you were wearing a set of over-the-ear headphones, or if you were listening to music from an external speaker source. Alright, let's talk Bluetooth Low Energy. Bluetooth Low Energy, again, is what helps your hearing aids connect directly with the smartphone app. The Phonak app allows you to adjust programs, adjust the volume of your hearing aids, and for those of you who are even a little bit more tech savvy, you can make some custom frequency adjustments with the 3-band equalizer, increase or decrease noise reduction, tell the microphones of your devices to narrow their pickup range so you can focus on the speech in front of you in a noisy situation. You can also adjust compression settings by either reducing loud sounds or increasing soft sounds without increasing or decreasing overall volume. You can then save these settings as a custom program for future use, or to show your hearing care professional your personal preferences for a more precise custom programming. Full disclosure here, I am a fan of the Phonak app. In fact, this app allows you to do some things that other manufacturer apps don't allow you to do. But the thing I don't like about it is the stability. There are occasions where a patient will go and make a custom adjustment, want to be in that custom program that they've made, but it switches them back to the AutoSense settings that they don't want to be in that particular environment. The other issue that I have is that when patients come into my office for the reprogramming of their hearing aids, it doesn't save the custom programs that they created. It completely wipes them out. So I can go in and just do a check on their hearing devices, make a few little manipulations, and then they go and hook their hearing aids back up to the app, and every single one of their custom programs are completely gone. Alright, so let's talk about Roger technology. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos where I'm talking about these Roger wireless microphones, you would know that I'm a huge fan because they dramatically improve how well you can hear in a background noise situation. That being said, you can actually directly connect with these Roger IN devices. So whether you're going to use the Roger Pen IN, the Roger Select IN, or even the Roger Table Mic 2 IN, you can actually get the audio directly from those devices into the hearing aids without having to wear any kind of an intermediary device. If you're trying to dramatically improve your ability to understand the television, you can use the TV connector box with your TV and then use the Airstream technology to communicate directly with that TV box. And the cool thing about it is that you can actually use your smartphone as a remote control, so you can increase and decrease the volume. You can also blend the audio. And what I mean by that is that you can actually say that you want to get more sound from the TV and less sound from around you, or you can skew it in the other direction where you're getting more sound from your surrounding and less sound from the TV. Alright, enough about the wireless connectivity stuff. That stuff is really cool, but at the end of the day, how do these function as an actual hearing aid? And I'm a huge fan. I mean, the customizations that I can do inside of the Virto Marvel devices is second to none. When it comes to a custom programming capability, if I'm trying to match prescriptive targets using real ear verification, these hearing aids are absolutely phenomenal. Let's talk a second about acoustically optimized venting. Now, I've made videos specifically about acoustically optimized venting before, and I've told you about some of the negatives of venting when it comes to streaming music. But when it comes to pure, like, programming a hearing aid to make that hearing aid work really well, you need to make sure that you have the exact right venting size for you and your hearing loss. So what Phonak does is they actually take your ear mold impressions and they take your acoustic data and they formulate the exact vent size that you need in order to reduce occlusion effect and to increase the amount of gain that you can get from that device without experiencing feedback. Another interesting thing that Phonak does is called biometric calibration. This is where they scan an ear mold impression and analyze over 1,600 data points to improve the signal-to-noise ratio that you get with directional microphones in a noisy situation. And they can improve this by up to 2 decibels, which doesn't seem like a lot, but every little bit helps, and 2 decibels is actually a pretty good amount. And the last feature that I will talk about is AutoSense 3.0. Now, I'm a huge fan of AutoSense 3.0 because it allows the hearing aids to automatically adjust into the correct program settings for the environment that you're actually in. So if you go from sitting in your home, which is a calm environment, then you go out to the car and you start driving in your car, it's going to switch you into a speech and car program. If you then get out of that car and go into a restaurant, it's going to switch you either into a speech and noise program or speech and loud noise program, depending on the hearing aids that you have. The best thing about it is that I can go into each and every single one of those program settings and make custom adjustments to them. Overall, Phonak has taken a huge step in the right direction with their custom Virto Marvel hearing aids. Everything from the color options to the connectivity to the overall hearing aid performance, the Virto Marvels really are impressive, and it's no surprise that they were very well received at the Consumer Electronics Show. Just remember, it does not matter how awesome your hearing aids are unless they have been selected, fit, and programmed by a hearing care professional who follows best practices. Now, if you'd like to learn more about best practices and what they are, make sure that you check out my website, drcliffaud.com. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.